You're gonna flip for this class. Yeah, I said gonna. I'm not your English teacher. I'm your Spanish teacher. So with that in mind, let's learn how to say this in Spanish. Ready? Te vas a flipar por esta clase. Te vas a flipar. Repeat that. Te vas a flipar. It's pretty good. Good job. Okay. Why did I name this presentation You're gonna flip for this class? Well, you'll see. Hang in there. I'm Mrs. Dickey. I'm your Spanish teacher for this year. I'm extremely excited that you're taking Spanish. I love Spanish and I love teaching, so I guess I'm in the right job. Um, I created this presentation basically to walk you through some of the basics of class, um, some things that you should expect in taking the class, and yeah, just kind of giving you a head start in what it's going to be like. So I said gonna again. Okay, here we go. What's going to be so different about this class and why are we going to flip for it? Well, this class is actually flipped. So I made a pun. I'm funny. The class is going to be flipped and I'm going to get into what that means. This class uses mastery grading. That means you get multiple attempts to do things. That doesn't mean don't try the first time. That just means if you need extra tries or more time or more help, you get it. You don't just get one chance. You're going to be in charge of your learning, not me. The onus is going to fall on you. So if you think of a traditional class where the teacher tells you this is what to learn, this is when to learn it, this is when you're going to have your test, and then we're moving on. This is going to be a lot of decision making on your part. You're going to get to do things that you find interesting. You're going to make some decisions about what kinds of projects you're going to be doing, and you're going to manage your own time. So a lot of the responsibility is going to fall on you, but I think that's a really beneficial thing because it means that you get to take control and learn in a way that works for you. Flipped. You might notice some of your teachers have already done this to some extent. Some of your teachers might be taking the plunge this year. But if you don't know what flipped learning is, this is what it is. If you think of the traditional classroom, it involves a lot of lecture on the teacher's part, and then you take notes, maybe ask some questions, and then you practice the skill that you learned, and then you take a quiz to show how well you learned it, right? With flipped class, the class time is now not really going to be devoted to any lecture, very little. Most of your direct instruction is going to happen outside of class in a video like this. So this is kind of a preview of what some of your instructional videos are going to be like. You're going to watch short videos, really short, and that's going to be your homework. And then in class time, you're going to be doing practice and interacting with your classmates and interacting with me. And so instead of doing your homework at home, you're doing your homework here, you're doing your lecture at home. Why would I do such a thing? Well, the biggest reasons for me are one, that you get to learn at your own pace. So this is huge to me, and don't underestimate the power of this. When you're in a lecture, you have to just kind of be a captive audience and listen. Sometimes if you're confused about something, you might raise your hand, but some people who are more introverted aren't going to do that. If they see that other people are kind of keeping on pace or seem to be, then they're going to try to just fly under the radar and you might zone out and whatever. If you have a video and you're starting to zone out, you can pause it and go do something else. Go get a snack. Do whatever you want to do. And come back. You can go back if you didn't understand something and watch it again. You can rewatch the video as many times as you need to until you get the idea. And the videos are also short, so it's not like I'm going to send you home to do a 45-minute video instead of a 45-minute lecture in class. The videos are never going to exceed 15 minutes, and my goal is to try to keep them under 10 for most of your units of study. So if you need to rewatch them, that's not going to break you in terms of time outside of class. And if you need to break it up into units of a couple minutes here and there, you can do that too. So it's very manageable in terms of time. Get help when you need it the most. So you're going to be doing your practice, your worksheets, etc., whatever it is that we're doing as a practice activity in class. So sometimes in class, when you're doing your lecture and when you're starting to do the practice together, you're like, oh, I get this, because you're walking through it step by step with the teacher, and then you get home and you start doing it on your own, and you're like, oh wait, I don't quite understand how to do this on my own. So when you start the practice now, you're going to be with me and with your classmates. So if you find yourself stuck, you can get help instantly instead of trying to write down questions at home and remember to ask in class the next time about it or call someone to get help. You're just right there in class to get the help when you need it. Instead of being fellow audience members, your classmates are now collaborators. You're all going to be a team and help each other learn. If there's a concept that you're really good at, you can help a classmate, and then next time, next lesson, maybe it's a little bit trickier for you and you can seek out help from someone else. And so everybody's going to help each other here, which I think is going to be a really great thing. We'll take advantage of each other's gifts and talents. Mastery grading is a big thing for me. I don't think that you should have to completely master something the first time and then never get a chance to go back. I do think you need to try the best you can the first time and put in some time and effort, but if you're not quite there and don't quite have it, I want you to have multiple attempts. So mastery grading means you have multiple attempts. You can redo your blog, you can redo your podcast, you can redo your quiz. It also means that you can get ahead of the game. So if you're someone who just gets bored and wants to keep it moving, you can do that and go into the next lesson. You can also, if you finish the quiz for a given lesson and you're well within the time frame for starting the next thing, you can work on an independent project. Everybody's going to have an independent project that we work on Mondays, but you can use other class time on that if you are ahead. So actual class time, what's it going to be like if it's flipped and we're doing their homework in class? Well, we will do a daily greeting every day still. We'll do the day's date and we'll do hello, how are you, what's new. You can ask questions from the videos. If there's something that's particularly problematic for you that we're learning, that's a good time to go, can you just go over that real quick, and I'll do that. So every day we'll start with that format of greeting and then Q&A. We're going to speak a lot of Spanish in class, so be prepared. A lot of in-class quizzes, but they'll be short and they won't be graded. The whole point of them is just for me to see how everybody's doing and who needs extra help, and if we're ready to move on to the next thing and all of that. Lots of independent practice, so at least 2 class days every week will just be you working on your materials. So every unit you'll have a sequence, so you'll start with maybe an intro video, and then you'll have a practice worksheet in partners or something, and then you'll have some flashcards that I want you to do, and then you'll have a game, and then you'll have the quiz. So you can be in any stage of that sequence at any given independent time in class. So if we do our greetings and Q&A, and then I say, okay, the rest of today is independent time. If you're working through your worksheet the whole time and calling me over for help when you need it, that's fine. Or if you're done with your worksheet and you want to just do flashcards, you can do that. Or if you're ready to quiz, you can do that. So you're going to be kind of in charge of your time. A lot of speaking activities in class, and every week there's going to be something off the cuff where I'll just give you a prompt, or I'll give you a speed dating topic and you just run with it. Speed dating is really fun, so if you're nervous about it, it's going to be fine. Speed dating just means you talk to a lot of people in a little bit of time, and you're practicing some speaking aspect. Quick skits, sometimes I'll just hand you a prompt at the beginning of class and say, come up with a skit and present it before we leave today. So you're going to be in a time crunch, and that's going to make you get better at thinking quickly in Spanish and hopefully increase your speaking fluency. Charla is just a chat, and it's free form, and you can pick the topic, so that's actually a really fun time. Sometimes it takes 10 minutes to get out everything we want to say. Sometimes if everybody speaks during the charla and everybody's asking and answering questions, we'll spend a whole class period just on charla, which I like. We get on the floor in a circle. It's kind of like kindergarten, but better. And you guys can ask me things, I'll answer, but it all takes place in Spanish, so it's a lot of fun, and again, that really helps your speaking fluency. This is what I expect from you. It looks like a lot of things, but they're very basic, and they're very similar probably to any teacher's expectations of you. The reason I'm listing all of this out is because I want you to know that if you do all of these things, you will win. You will be a success in my class, period. So try, come in with a positive attitude, at least an attitude of, I'm going to do the best I can. Take control of your resources. This is huge. This is actually a huge pet peeve of mine. If I'm helping someone in class, it doesn't mean that you're invisible. It just means I am helping them. So don't just sit there and pout or play Candy Crush or get on Twitter or whatever. Take advantage of the resources that you already have, like your instructional videos, your worksheets, your notes, Google search, dictionaries, which paper dictionaries actually still exist. Isn't that crazy? Or, you know, your classmates. There's just endless resources that you can use. I'm not the end-all of Spanish language, obviously. So take advantage of all that, and if you are still not able to find your answer, I will come talk to you when I'm done with what I'm doing. I'm really going to try to commit to not sitting at my desk during class, but to always be on the move helping. So I should be able to get to you if you have something that class period, but take advantage of your other resources, please. Be the best you can be. That goes along with try, but I don't like the comparison between students. I'd rather have you compare yourself to your former self. So you're doing the best you can do. I'm not asking for perfection. I'm asking for the best you can do. Use Spanish in class most of the time, not all, but try to use it 90% of the time. Just go for it, try, mistakes are fine, just do it. Spanish language outside of class sometimes, so that just means if you try to incorporate it to your outside life, like even just watching a movie in Spanish, most of your DVDs at home will have a Spanish audio option and subtitles too, so you could like watch it in English but read it in Spanish or listen to it in Spanish and whatever. You can watch the Spanish channel, listen to Spanish radio, talk to your friends in Spanish, maybe just set aside a half hour that you're just going to talk to them on the phone in Spanish, or go to a coffee shop and have like a little Spanish roundtable. Honestly, if you did that, I would flip out. I would be so excited that you guys were doing that. So you can try that. Treat others how you want to be treated and be connected. So get on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, email me, call me, text me. Whatever you need to do, talk to me before, after class, just make yourself available. I will make myself available, and then we'll get this done. So being connected for me is huge. My commitment, I will do these things. I will post videos at least 1 unit ahead. I probably can't commit to any more than that, but this will allow you to get ahead to the next unit if you're really feeling like you've mastered the previous thing. I will provide lots of resources for success, but I can't do the work for you. A lot of it is going to be you making the effort on your own. I will help you inside and outside of class as needed. Set up a time with me before school, after school, lunch, my plan time if that works. I will work with you if you need it. I will respond to correspondence as soon as I can. I will have enthusiasm and passion for Spanish because I think it's awesome. And I will not give up on you. I know this sounds really cheesy, like I'm having a moment with you, but I absolutely will not give up on you. If you're failing my class and you feel all weird about it and you don't want to talk to me because you think that I hate your guts, like get past that now, because I failed classes in my life and I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help you do Spanish. So don't let yourself be held back by things like that. If you struggle in the beginning, let's nip it in the bud. I've always hated it when people say nip it in the bud, but it just came out. Okay. I will not give up on you at all if you don't. So keep that in mind. Contact me, follow me on Twitter, Seriously, call and text if you need to. It has to be about school, obviously. Email, see me before school, after school, passing period. Let's do this. High five.